Hey guys, how we doing? Welcome. Happy Monday. Let's see what the market is going to deliver to us today. Um, where are we? Let me just pull up the news. What have we got coming in today, if anything at all? Monday, all day calendar. Nothing. Nothing. And ah, it- yeah, I forgot. So unfortunately, guys, this weekend has been a bit manic for me. A lot of family issues, health issues, so I haven't really been focusing on, and to be fair, I forgot it was daylight saving time. So market NYSE is going to open in 10 minutes and COMEX opened 50 minutes ago, so kind of missed that. But to be fair, just looking at the charts, there's been no real setup for me there. Um, just let me know if the sound is okay, guys. Is the sound okay? Just let me know. Uh, Mr. Webster, good afternoon, sir. How's the missus doing? How's baby bump? All right. Uh, RNU Vince. I don't recognize that name, so welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here. Okay, so listen, the way I'm mapping out the chart, I'll explain the levels. If you're new to trading or new to um, this channel, I'm going to explain exactly what I'm looking at, why I'm looking at it. I only trade three markets, gold, Nasdaq, and DAX. Predominantly during this session, it will just be gold and Nasdaq if anything sets up. So what I'm going to do is nothing's setting up for me right now, so I'm just going to remove the drawings. Uh, it's just a rough week, full of cold and getting big. Pretty much the same, Simon. Pretty much the same. Anna de Bolos, good afternoon. Okay, so look, let's start with the daily. What we're seeing, well, one thing we've got to try and understand is the market conditions that we see in terms of a technical perspective and the market conditions we see from a sort of fundamental perspective. So we've got geopolitical tensions all over the place. Middle East, uh, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Russia, Ukraine. Um, Now, when we think about that type of uncertainty, geopolitical tensions, there's a certain market condition we would expect to see from a technical basis, which would be risk assets devalue and safe haven assets appreciate. Now, what we've seen with gold is there's no real sort of continuation of that methodology. So, yes, we're seeing indexes depreciate, so to speak, although they keep having little mad rallies when they hit certain key points, like the Nasdaq at 24,000. That was a price point we set out. But gold has reacted very differently this time. And maybe and again, this is hypothetically speaking, because we don't know. Anyone that gives you a story as to why something's happened, we don't know. All we can say is we know what's happening in the world to a certain extent as well, because the media will portray it the way that they want you to see it, and they want to give you an image that they want you to believe. So if you watch different media channels, you're going to see slightly different takes on what's happening out there. So as I say, always be mindful of what you're seeing and what they're trying to portray as to what's actually happening. I have zero viewpoints. I don't, sounds terrible. The geopolitical tensions that are happening around the world, this is going to sound very selfish from my point of view. My industry, what I do, which is trade, this is good for it because it creates volatility. No, I predominantly trade the DAX in the morning. But if there is a setup and nothing else is setting up, I will trade it. Predominantly DAX in the morning. So look, volatility is our friend. And if that means it's coming by news, wars, recessions, whatever it may be, then that's good for us in our industry. But we also have to bear in mind that it can create massive, unexpected movements. So whenever we're trading through high volatility periods, you want to make sure that the risk sizing, the strategies that you're trading, you are trading them at a reduced risk because the return will be greater. So you can reduce your risk, still make the same returns, but it's about not losing as much. Um, Sessions are in the UK. We have our first session at 6:30 in the morning, 6:30 to 7:30, 8 a.m. depending what's going on, and then the afternoon sessions UK time 1 to 2:30 pretty much. Okay, so all I want to look at is bias. Where's my direction? What am I looking for? So from a fundamental perspective, my bias would be I want to be long gold, but we've not really been seeing that. Pleasure. So we've not really been seeing that. We've just been seeing really strong, solid sell-offs. They come into a little bit of a key area, then we see a little bit of a relief rally. So if I was to just mark on like daily structure points that are of interest, I've got this one here, and then the last daily support level was here. This, you can see the bottom of this like consolidation. We had a big move up on Friday. Overnight, we've gapped up on the Sunday open. We've come down, we've taken out Friday's low. Now we're maybe it's just liquidity grab and we're going to pull back higher. If we turn positive today, which we could do, see a daily flip, I'd expect us to run on back up to 5340. 4 hour chart, I'm going to adjust my structure slightly to here. Now, if I look left, that's it. Hold on. So support here at 5,068, and this one is, so we've got $30 of room there. So I'm going to drop this one in here. So in theory, I'd be looking at shorts here. I'd be looking for buys above this price point, and I'd be looking to run them up into this area. So this is based off the 4 hour. I'm going to keep adjusting my levels in a minute as we drop down the time frames. So hourly, I'm still looking for buys above here. Nice clean candle space to trade up into those big black body candles there. Let me just move that across a little bit. Okay, now in this cell here, I'm going to bring up, sorry, my dog wants to come in. Right, there we go. Dog's in. He'll stop scratching at the door now. So I want to be a potential buyer above 5,128. I want to be a potential seller below 5,087. Okay. Why? Because I've got nice clear candle space down to 5,051, and above here I've got clean candle space up to 51.90. So we've got $65 of room there. That's 650 points. Now here I'm going to adjust it to this structure here. I always put my support levels or resistance levels based on the body, not the wicks, because the body is the closing price. The wicks is the extended range that the market can potentially move into if we get above or below those levels once we've closed above or below them. So as I look at this little zone that I'm looking at right now, this is what I call my no trade range. Why? Because it's chop. It's like being stuck on the motorway or in rush hour. You've got no clear direction. You've got wicks to the upside, wicks to the downside, no big bodies. So it's a mess. You want to trade in this? It's a lottery. Trade above here, clear space, higher probability of going towards targets. Trade below here, higher probability of going towards targets. This bit, it's mess. Does that make sense, guys? If that makes sense, just drop a yes in the chat. Uh, What am I looking for? One second, guys. So I just want to just put, there we go. Just going to put some royalty-free music on in the background, so it's not like a. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so what I like to do when I'm looking at the charts is just keep dropping down until it doesn't make sense. So 30 minutes still makes sense. Why? Because we've got nice big bodies above this price point. 30-minute on the sell side, well, if I put my support level in here, it doesn't make sense. It's just choppy. So I'm not interested in that. But let me just see here. We might have a buy. Yeah, we have a buy live at market now. Gold. Let me change screens quickly and then you can see TV. Okay, buy 3.5. Buy. God. Okay, so I've just put this in right now. I think I've just missed a bit late trying to change screens, but I still like it. Damn it. Yeah, that was rushing. Never mind. If it takes out this low, guys, I will close it down, but that was the buy above this here, above this candle here, and that was your 50 pips. 48 pips. It's a break-even trade. We still think we can hit, but that just prime example of rushing there, guys. Partial TP. All right, I'm going to do something. I'm going to reduce my TP down to 25 pips to scale half out. So this is the buy point now. If you missed it, guys, this is the buy point, and 50 pips would be your first take profit, which is pretty much that was me trying to rush and get it on, but I like where we are. I'm just going to add in 75 pips for the second take profit, and then we'll scale. Okay. So I went in at 3.5. So if you bought at the right price, guys, I was a little bit late trying to share the screen so you all got to see it first instead of just taking the buy. But so currently I'm 46 pips down, 30 pips. So if you bought it when I said, you'd be slightly in profit, guys, slightly in profit. But I'm just going to sit with this one now because I will be looking to take an additional trade if we get a break above here. If we get a break and close above there, I'm going to take an additional trade because we've got 145 points up to the next structure point. So I've gone in at reduced risk here. Normally I'd be at 5 lots. So I've gone in at 3.5. All right, so if we hit our first 25, this would just go straight to. I've moved my stop underneath the low of this candle. So what will happen is if we hit TP1 for me on this, there we go. So we've gone to break even. Automatically done at break even. So it's nice 25 pips. So we continue the winning streak. I tell you what I'm going to do because of where structure is. I'm just going to bring this down to here, which is 51 pip second take profit. So if you look now over here, you'll see we've got 1.75 lots on. So it took off half of the 3.5. Now we're waiting for price to break. In fact, what I am going to do is I'm going to put, there we go. I'm going to put a momentum entry above the high of this candle. So that's 50 pips just secured, open calc. So let's take that up to there. Stop down here. Market pending. So there we go, an open trade. Okay, and just push it up slightly. Okay, so you should have some nice profit in the can now, guys. So if you took it when I said, you'd have made, I don't know, 100 pips. So let me know if you took the trade. I've got a momentum entry above the high of this. We've got Nasdaq NYSE has opened. So nice, easy 50 pips. Let's see. I expect this to potentially fly now. Oh, now I am going to have to do some manual management myself. If this trade is still running and it triggers the next one, I'm going to have to do some manual management because it won't allow me to have two separate trades running and scaling out at different times. So I'm just going to push the stop up on this just a little bit to cover any commissions and spreads. We get above this area, guys, I just expect price to shoot off back into at least this structure point. So drop a comment if you got some pips there, guys. Hey Vic, how you doing, bud? Let's make this screen a bit bigger. Let's get rid of, don't need that. There we go. Okay, so we're out of that trade now. So that trade has been stopped. So we hit 25 pips, 51 pips, and then 4 pips. So let's see what happens. All right, we've got 15 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to cancel this order now. It's not kept going. I'm going to wait for a close above. So waiting for a close above. Let's update the stats. So that takes us to 107 wins on live stream and 27 for 2026. Yeah, I've not done as many streams this year. We will be getting back on track, but that's going to be coming from, I don't know, probably back end of next month. It's been a challenging start to the beginning of the year, family reasons. So nice trade. TP1 at 35 as I was a bit late to entry and now break even and keep it going. Look, well done, Anna. Yeah, I got a late entry. But usually the market will always go to structure. So we got on 50 pips. Now, interestingly, 50. I would have gone to the 75 pip target that I had, but I brought it down because I wanted my target to be below structure. Best way to think about targets, when you align it with structure, you want to be the first one getting out, not the last one getting out or trying to get out. I'd rather come out 10, 15 pips, 20 pips earlier than someone else, get my money secured, as opposed to seeing it miss my target by 5 pips and then reverse and then trying to think of, right, where do I want to get out? So nice hit, guys. Lightning, thank you. Yeah, mum's out of hospital now. She's at home. So we just have to hope that all the specialist medical practitioners do whatever they need to do to make her good again. Right, okay, so let's come away from this. We can go back to TradingView because I don't like using MetaTrader for analysis. So let's go back to, here we go. Okay, so now you can see, let's mark this on. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go buys above. Now, 51, let's call it 51.10. Now, people always say to me, oh, so when it gets above 51.10, you're just going to buy. No. On the open, I was expecting, once price got up here, I thought we were just going to literally go straight through the high of this. If we'd have gone through the high of this, I think we'd have got a nice way up towards the top of this structure point. We didn't, so let's just leave it for now. What's Nasdaq doing? I'll come back to Nasdaq in a second. Okay, 30-minute. Okay, 30-minute is clear, but I've got to wait 20 minutes now. 20 minutes, because the 30-minute candle is not going to close until 2 o'clock. So I want to see a candle close below here before I'll take a short. Now, Nasdaq must be selling hard. Okay, so Nas 15-minute. Okay, if we get a Nasdaq close below here in 4 minutes. So Nasdaq sells below here, I'll be interested in. But it must close below 24. So sell below 24,334. If it doesn't close below that, I'm not touching it. Let's go back to gold. Yeah, Nasdaq's dropping. Let's have a look. 15. Okay. Okay, so sit tight. What's there? 2334. Yeah, so 106 points. That's fine. We can take that. All right, let's change screens because I don't want to be running late for this one as well. So, open calc. Oops, need to switch. Okay, so I'm just getting ready, guys. These aren't orders. They're potentially where I might place an order if this candle closes below the structure point. And gold's going. But no entry for me. Gold is going. So okay. There's going to be no trade here on Nasdaq because it ain't going to close. Well, you never know. Might have a strong 1 minute, but 40 seconds left. Okay, so rules for this, guys. We're looking for a candle to close below this structure point. If it closes below this structure point, What's the next thing we're waiting for it to do? Those of you that have been on this stream before or remember, you should know what the next thing we wait for. What's the next thing we wait for if it closes below? It looks like we're going to do it. 10 seconds. Gold's sinking. Maybe not. Wick up on the next candle. Exactly. Well, unfortunately, we've got the wick up. Fortunately, it's given us a wick. Um, let's have a look at gold. There's just not enough. 40. It's going to go. All right. Nasdaq. We're going to wait, guys. Patience will stop us from taking a losing trade, or we'll get the setup we want. Let's get rid of these. Gold's just getting so choppy. Okay, let's go back to trading view because we're not going to get a trade right now. Let's just flip this over. Okay, so if we look at the structure on gold, we can see that there was a 15-minute support level here. Now we do have clear candle space here. So this 15-minute candle, if it closes bullish and then you get a wick down, we could look to trade the range. So again, whichever way we look at it, we're going to be waiting. We've either got to wait for this candle to close bullish, Nasdaq, we've got to wait for it to close below the range or above the range here to maybe go and fill the gap that was created last night on the market open. So here's the gap. So at some point that gap will get closed, whether it's going to be today, tomorrow, next week, next year, who knows? But it will get closed at some point. So we just, if you joined in today, guys, we've just had the one trade. Was $958 profit. Nothing massive, but it was a little bit of a late entry from myself. I'm just trying to get this the right screen on setup for you. So we're waiting now, waiting patiently. Let's see what happens. Let's have a look at the DAX. I've not looked at the DAX today. Let's clear everything off. Start with the daily. Now, the DAX tested a bit like the Nasdaq, major support level. So this is something I told everyone last week. Watch these key areas where price comes in. Now, this probably tested it same as the Nasdaq around 2 a.m. Yeah, between this actually did it right on the open, 12 o'clock. First trade, if we look at cyclical behaviors, markets come down, consolidated, got back above the level. This candle here would be the first trade. Why? Because it's got back above the price point, it's come back down, tried to reject, buyers have come back in. That'd be your first trade. Now, depending on trade management rules, will be dependent whether you're still in that trade or not. Obviously, first target for me would be this structure high here. And then this move down, if I was taking the trade, would have stopped me out at break even on the next part. Um, some of you might have had different ways of managing it, which might be you leave your stop underneath these lows and you're looking for the swing to close the gap. That's personal preference. But where we currently sit, I think DAX shorts underneath here look good. Let's have a look at Nasdaq. So DAX shorts 23,158, 23,158. Yeah, it's a good 160 points down to this bit here. So yeah, we've got. Let's just take that off. Listen, my bias is going to remain short on indexes until we get some kind of de-escalation in all of these wars that are going on around the globe at the minute. Also, strong dollar, strong oil. Okay, here we go. Oil starting to move. Nasdaq starting to move. Let's flip back. So we're waiting for a close below here, guys. We're waiting for a close below. Every time it's like commentators' kiss of death, isn't it? Every time I say it's about a close below. We've got 9 minutes to wait. So if we close below, in 9 minutes it might completely go without us. If it does, then guess what? We just let it go and we'll wait for the next opportunity. Okay, so if Nasdaq is going to drop or index is going to continue to drop, are we gonna see the sort of correlations that we've been seeing? Which again, it's going to come down to, are we going to see gold rally on indexes drop, or are we going to see it drop with indexes? Because they have been running very, very similar, which is unusual in these sort of situations. I think the best trade on gold right now would be a close above 51.10. We can get a close above 51.10, that'd be the best trade. Um, doesn't mean I wouldn't trade buys here. I want to see what goes on with the indexes because a meltdown on the indexes will obviously have an impact. Right, I'm just going to mark this out so I'm not rushing. Okay, Nasdaq, 7 minutes to wait on the Nasdaq. That's marked in. Gold. Well, gold looks nice even on the hourly. Um, if we close down here, guys, and we get a wick up, we can sell the hourly because we've got. Shit, I need to put my glasses on. Sign of young age, this, isn't it? 50-50. So what's that? $20. DAX is My alert on DAX is about to go off. Hourly looks lovely. If this Nasdaq is what we're going to sell. Nasdaq is my choice. DAX looks quite nice as well, but I'm going to go with Nasdaq. 5 minutes. Hopefully it doesn't go too far. Go on, don't leave the station without us. So regardless of how this candle closes, because of where this wick has just come down to, as long as it doesn't close up here, if it closes anywhere near this level or these lows here, if if we close as a bullish candle, then I'm just leaving it. Another commentator's curse. That's it. Get back down. Another. We can literally Nasdaq to me looks the best, but if it's going to close bullish, then we're going to flip our attentions to gold. Anyone got any questions, guys? Three minutes. Were there? 1 minute, 30 seconds, guys, for this candle to close. Will it close bearish or will it close bullish? If it closes bullish, we sit out of this one. One minute. Our new Vince. Was it a quite important question you want to re-ask? I missed it, mate. Sorry, I was just looking at the charts. 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds. The RR will vary because as soon as I take the trade, so for example, let's say, okay, so it's closed bearish, so I'm gonna open trade. What's going on? Uh, Open calc, switch. So usually the RR is slightly inversed. Unable to. The Oh, what's going on there? Load. He's just trying to put on 35 lots. That's better. What am I doing? Hold on. Load. Should be 30 lots. Indexes, not gold. Open count. There we go. So, so yeah, what is going on? That's fine. No idea why it's. Uh, yeah, invalid volume. 30 lots isn't invalid. Uh, Never mind. I'll just place it manually. The joys of technology. That's why. Copy. And screen. Open. Connect. Paste. Activate. Screen. There we go. Ah, okay. Looks like Nasdaq. It won't allow me on Nasdaq for whatever reason. H1 sells look good on gold as well. Wick up. Um, yeah, so usually if you look on success rate and RR, so the usual return on an average winning trade when you count it as scaling out is usually about 70% of the average loss. So the average loss is slightly bigger, but that is when you segregate or scaling out. So if you were to accumulate the single trade and you put, if I scale out T1, T2, T3, but unfortunately the way it works it out is if I scale out and I bank 500 at T1 and then 500 at T2, that counts two winning trades at 500 as opposed to it was actually 1,000. So success rate on a bad month will be around 60%, and on a good month, best I've had it is around 85. I think if you look at it now based on, it's saying invalid volume. If you look at it on live streams, what we 107 wins, 130, 151 trades, 151 trades and 107 wins. So it's around 75%, I think. Calc. 107 divided by 151. 71%. All right, let's see if it will let me put a sell stop on gold here. What have we got? 45 on the flip. Open trade, partial TP. I'm going to do 40 pips on the partial TP because for initial one. Yeah, and second TP. We're right to go with our 100 usual, and then we'll just let it run if it goes. Okay, so this is a flip entry in direction of trend. We've had a nice deep retracement into structure, and we're saying that when this bullish candle flips to bearish, we want to be in the trade. And we're looking for it to at least fill this wick. I'm going to change this to 60% for the first take profit. And the reason I've done that is because I've reduced my TP from 50 pips to 40 pips. I would trade this one or the Nasdaq. If this one doesn't trigger, I'll be looking to trade the Nasdaq one. Oh, there we go. We're in. 30 pips. I'll move stops to break even. There we go. That's TP. Oh, oh, it hit full. What happened there? 60%. It's all closed out. We hit target anyway. I'm not quite sure how it all closed out. I would be. Looks like I'm having a couple of glitches with magic keys today because it won't let me. It won't let me place on. Just. I'm going to look to sell underneath the low of the previous hourly candle. Partial TP. Now this we can do full 50 pips. 100. Now, if it doesn't break this low and we close bullish, I cancel this order, guys. So look, this is classic. This is the mark. Whether it comes down and breaks the low or not, I don't care now. But this is why we targeted just above this wick. The market's already proved to us that in this strong momentum, this is where the candle closed, and this is where the market created a range. So this big bullish candle, you look how bullish this candle was. We're saying that once it flipped from a bullish candle to a bearish candle, it's going to fill the range that it's already filled previously, which it did. We got our TPs or TP. I'm not quite sure why it fully closed. I think it was a little glitch on Magic Keys there. Um, but what I'm saying now is if it breaks that low of the big bearish candle, I want to be in the trade because I think we'll come down, we'll fill this wick over here, and maybe even come down test previous supports. In terms of trade management, or on this next trade, oh, let me update the trade. Just let me know if you got that trade, guys. If this one closes bullish, I'm canceling the order. This 15-minute results. So that's 108 and 28. So we've got a 50 pip T1, 100 pip T2, and 170 pip T3. Now remember, as soon as it looks like we're going to get triggered here, so 35 pips will be stop loss to entry. 35 pips will be stop loss to entry. This is my last trade of the day, so let's hope it be a good one. So if I see a blue 350, I just hit stop loss to entry. So what's that? 70% rule. It means if price comes back to my entry point, I don't make anything, I get stopped out. There we go. Break even, guys. And there we go. TP1. Boom. 3 for 3. I'm just going to bring that down to cover any commissions, spreads. 3 for 3, guys. And that's me done. I don't care what it does now. So just give me a thumbs up, guys, if you took the trades. Okay, so 2 minutes for this candle to close. And there we go, we're out. So that's it. Session done. Any comments, guys? Any comments? Let me know. Uh, so yeah, we just done nice little bit of profit there in today's session. Ooh, Nasdaq's looking lovely, but it won't let me place it, and I don't want to place if yeah it's just not allowing me to. So I'm not going to do it because I don't want to trade it manually. So I'll have to restart it and try and unload it and reload it. So guys, three for three today. It keeps saying invalid volume amount, which I have no idea why. Let me know how many pips you got on the session today, guys. Oh, let me just update the stats. So that's 109. 109 and 29. So 109 and 29. So we are just, I think we've just crept over 71% now on the live stream success rate. All right, let's take this off. Don't want any accidents. Yeah, gold's done now for me. No more trades. I'm done. I'm done for the day, guys. I'm done for the day. So if you've got any questions or if you've enjoyed the stream, you've taken some pips out of the market, please be kind enough to either like, share, and subscribe, or at least give it a like and a comment of how many trades you've taken and what pips you got out of the market. That'd be much appreciated. Yeah. Members, I'll see you at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow. Non-members, Anna, well done, darling. Did you what what accounts were you trading today? Were you on Lucid, personal, or both? Yeah, if you're new to the stream, guys, I do have one trade on personal. Lovely. If you are new to the stream, guys, um, did we get the did we get our target for the day? Was it enough, or was it a little bit a bit short? No worries. That's great. One and done. That's the motto. One and done. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, so if you are new to the channel, guys, just remember we do have a free Telegram channel. Um, where you can join us, see a little bit of information, see what we do. Obviously, you don't get all the ins and outs of what we do in the membership channel, but you'll get a good idea. Okay, so Anna, make sure you share your success in the success group channel. Guys, take care, have a good one, and I'll see you all in the morning. Bye for now.